Hey everybody, a Retro Geek Dad here, back with another toy review. This time we are looking at the DC Multiverse Batman figure. This is from McFarlane Toys. It's part of their gold label collection. This figure I had purchased from Target. It is a New York Comic Con exclusive figure. It's from 2021. I had paid, I think it was like $50 off of Target's website. Now there was two different versions of this Batman. There was a regular release, and then there was a signed release, which is just like this one, but there's a card that comes inside, and Todd McFarlane had signed those cards. The signed edition was like, I think it was like $70 or $80. But this had gone up during New York Comic Con for pre-order, and I pre-ordered it when it came out, because the actual figure is based off of some of the cover work that Todd McFarlane had done on the Batman DC series. This particular issue, I'll get to the actual comic that it's based off of, but I was really excited about this. I really love the artwork. I actually had the comic that this figure was based on. It was actually one of my first Batman comics that I got, so it was kind of a little sentimental to me. But I had pre-ordered it when it came out, waited. They had gotten canceled. Target had canceled a bunch of pre-orders that people had placed, but at the same time that they canceled them, they had relisted. I'm assuming the ones that they had canceled, they had relisted them on the website, so I just went back and pre-ordered it again. I know a lot of people weren't, I don't think they were as lucky, to grab it that second time. But I think it was kind of, dirty how they did that. They just canceled them, but then they relisted them again. That's a little suspicious to me, but anyway, I had, I had picked this up off of Target's website. It was a really cool piece. You can see it's a very large package. I don't have my tape measure in front of me, but it's a pretty good sized package. Just kind of looking at some of the stuff. There's a lot going on. We'll just do a quick walkthrough on the outside of the packaging, and we'll kind of go into detail a little more. But the front, we've got the DC Multiverse logo, Batman. Based on the art of Todd McFarlane, who, if you don't know Todd McFarlane, he is a comic book artist. He's real famous for the Spawn comics. That was the character he created, but before that he had done some Spider-Man, he'd done some Batman. So he had done work with both Marvel and DC, and then he went and did Spawn and Image Comics, and it was a big thing. Mid-90s, I think. So it's pretty cool. Right here on the corner we have, it says Gold Label Series, which I'm guessing is more like a collector, kind of a collector thing. So I'll go to this side. So it's got Batman Year 2 on it, the big Batman sign. On the back we have a nice little display picture here, and on the back we have some of the other figures: Dr. Fate, the Demon, King Shazam, Wonder Woman, and the Bat-Cycle. Those are some of the other figures from around the same time this figure came out. Got 22 points, 22 moving points. On the side here, it's just the window picture. On the bottom, so we've got all the legal stuff, and of course the UPC code. So this is the Designer Edition. DC Designer Edition Batman Year 2. There's the UPC code. On the top, there's nothing. It's just the window box on the top. But I'm gonna put up a picture real quick of the comic book that this is based on. Okay, so I had completely gotten the dates wrong. It was actually from a Batman comic, 1987. It wasn't really a cover, it was more of a two-page panel that Todd McFarlane had done based on this picture. But I'm gonna, I put that picture up real quick of the actual comic. But yeah, so this was based on a comic book panel that he had done, Batman 1987, around that time frame. So we're going to go ahead and open up Batman. We're going to check him out. I know that this massive cloth or cape here, this is actually one piece. It's like a vinyl plastic, I believe, but he also comes with a fabric cloth. So if you don't want to display him with this, you'll have the option for the other. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to open him up and check him out. Okay, go ahead and open him up. Open it from the bottom. It's got two little circle dot tape things. We got one on each side, two on the bottom. So let's lift that up and out. Side, so we have, back it up some, so we have a nice little graveyard tombstone piece here. That's going to go on the stand. And we do have, they look like crayon pencils, but they're actually pieces to help pose the figure. We've got one there. We've got one here as well. So, of course, that one's got a bend in it, so I hope that that's normal. We'll see when we get the figure. He does have a batarang. So there is the blue batarang. We do have a few rubber bands. Ooh, this whole piece, this whole plastic blister piece comes off, so I'm going to take that off. Let's see. Just to make it easier to get the figure out. A lot of tape. A lot of tape on the back of this. That to the side, and these little twisty thingies. So these little twisty thingies, I'm used to like the regular, like not zip ties, but the little wire connectors. These are some kind of clear ones. I've seen these a lot. It's kind of like they're bendable, but they're clear. There's no wire inside, which is kind of weird. So yeah, it's got a couple of those on there. So let's see about getting Batman up. He does have a couple of rubber bands around him. Man, that's a big chunk of plastic. So there he is, just kind of there. Set him there for a second. Let's see what we got inside the package. So we do have the base plate here. So we'll go ahead and see about getting that down. And it's got those little twisty things too. That. Now right here on the side, we do have the cloth cape. We have two different arms and we have two different hands, but we're going to get to these in a minute. Let's kind of check out this base piece real quick. So we have a few things here. Let's see if we can see these. So there's actually like some tombstones on the ground. There's Jason Todd, Thomas, that would be Thomas Wayne, Martha Wayne, that's his mom and dad, Barbara Gordon's there, Tim Drake's there. So there's actually a couple of tombstones that actually have names on them. I'll lower this down so we can see the assembly base plate. So we do have the headstones here, and they kind of snap into place. And we do have, I'm gonna take this off just for a second, or attempt to take it off. So, okay, so right off the bat, see what happened? We have paint loss on the face because of the cape. You see that? Right off the bat. And that is taking the head down through the cape right there. Alright, well that is aggravating because now we have big scratches on the face. So, I'm going to have to see if I can touch that up. Hopefully I can. That's aggravating. So, if you go to take the cape off of this particular figure, be wary that you are going to lose paint. Okay, aggravation aside. So, on the inside of the cape, there is this little peg here. Now, I'm guessing that goes in there. There's really not any instructions as to how to assemble this, so we're just going to kind of wing it. Let's see. So his feet are kind of goofy. So his feet have hit this on the heel. There is. Okay, so there's a few different feet holes, or peg holes here for the feet. And he's just kind of all kind of crazy. I'm just kind of winging it here. Like I said, there's no instructions. I'm going to take his head off. So even, okay, I'm trying to make sure y'all can see this. So there is him. Now his feet are on the peg holes. Okay, his feet are on the peg holes. When you put the cape over him, I don't know if you can see it, but you see how far down the body is? Like there's the peg hole for the neck. So, I don't know if you're even supposed to use that with this, but I don't know if that will work. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, so I'm not sure how to display it with this giant cape on. I don't know what these are for because there's no instructions. You can see that hole right there on the side of the cape. So I guess what we're going to do, for the sake of there not being any instructions whatsoever, like I don't know what that's for. So for the sake of there not being any instructions or anything whatsoever, we're going to consider this simply a piece that is shown while it's displayed in the package on the shelf. So that's what this is going to be considered. I don't know what these are for, so we're just going to assume that that and these all go together to be displayed in the package in the box like it was before I took it out. So we'll set that to the side. We'll go ahead and we're going to take the other pieces out, the hands and the other pieces, the cape. So we do have an extra set of hands, which they have his arms, and we have the cloth cape. So I'm going to pop the arms on, which appears to be easier said than done. I think that's in. I don't think there was a snap. So there is like a little peg and a little hole in there. There we go. Now see, that one clicked. The other one didn't click, but it's on there. So turn those around. Okay. This cape, it's got a little rubber band around it, and so his cape is cloth, and it's got a little piece that goes around his neck, and the two holes here, they plug into the two holes there. It is got two different textures, one on the inside and one on the outside, and it does kind of wrap all the way around. So we'll put his head on like that. I'm just really aggravated that that got scratched up, but I'll see if I can touch it up later with some paint or something. So we'll have to put the cape on first, like that. And you can see on the back where it sticks into the two pegs there, and then the head. Okay, so of course you can have his arms down and have his cape around him, like so. And see, that's not bad. I like that. Kind of tucks like that. And of course this is the year 2 Batman, so it's the gray Batman. And then the hands, so the hands that he has, let's see, that arm popped out because it didn't snap in. Okay. So the hands that he does have, they are like grasping hands. Like grasping hands there. And then the hands that are extras, they actually have a different texture. So this is the right hand. So this is the right hand that was on it. You see how it's got a smooth back. And then the other right hand that comes with it actually has a molded glove. So the other hand, yep. So both of the hands that it comes with have molded gloves. So we have a grabbing hand. It kind of slides on. Attempt to slide it on there. Okay, so there are the hands. And of course he can hold his batarang like that. It kind of fits between his fingers. Although it's a little bulky in my opinion. I mean, it could be a little smaller, but you know, it is what it is. So there is our Batman. So I'm gonna kind of do a wrap around. So it does have the segmented bottom pieces, so with the capes cut like bat wings. There is that. that. I want to look over at Articulation. So I'll pop the head back off and go ahead and take this cape off. I'll put the head back on. So I don't know if you can tell, but the gap with the neck, if you're looking up, you got that gap there. But the head is on a ball joint. Shoulders, we do have like the double joints. So there is a joint here and a joint at the actual shoulder. So I'm not sure if you can see it moving. And then you have to separate the shoulder joint. And we have a bicep rotation. Elbows are double jointed. We have rotation in the wrist. It's on a ball joint. So both of the arms are like that with that inside shoulder piece and then the outside shoulder. Torso is really not back and forth. It's got a little rotation. Waist has some rotation. It's a little stiff. Legs, we have that weird ball joint socket thing. And the briefs are made out of like a flexible rubber. So I'm not sure if you can see that. So there's not going to be any restraints in, articulation with the legs. Knees are double jointed, and you can hear the clicking. So we can have solid, good poses that stay in place. No rotation in the piece here, the leg. Feet, they are on ball joints. Of course, they're all twisted. So we do have ball joints. Do have some rotation. There is a toe joint right there. So we can have some pretty good poses. I like the figure. I don't care for the giant cape thing piece. I get what they're doing. I get that this is like a collector's piece. But it would be nice to see this figure released with just, like the cloth cape. It's a really cool figure. When I started reading Batman, they were at the year 2, 1980s, I think it was 87 I said. I was old enough to start reading comics, getting comics then. Or I was allowed to get comics then. But I like it. I mean, this is the kind of Batman that I had grew up with. I am sorely irritated and kind of pet peeved about that paint loss on the face. That is aggravating. But like I said, I'll see if I can mix up some paint, try to touch it up or something. But yeah, let's see how he looks with the base. Now, like I said earlier, there's a few different peg holes here. Let's put his cape on. So you can have him in different poses. I think there's like 4 different foot pegs on there. So I'm so aggravated I can't talk right. Although they are a little close together. If you had like one over here or something, I don't know. But yeah. Let's get a better shot. So it's not bad. I like the base. I like how they got all the names on there and everything. Not bad. I like it. Good articulation. Now, I would have preferred, like I said, this to be like a regular release figure. Like I think it's the $18, $20 figures. The regular, off-the-shelf box retail store figures. But on the same coin, I understand that this was a collector thing. It was an exclusive. I think they could have done it a little better. But it would have been nice to have some kind of like instruction, just because you could probably figure out a way to display it, with this hard plastic cape and these little pieces here. I mean, you could probably figure it out if you finagled it or read online or something. I have no clue. But, and then the one thing that I didn't get to was the little card inside. Open that real quick. So there was some of these that came with this card, and if you had paid a little bit more, it was like $70 or $80, like I said. It was signed by Todd McFarlane, but it would have his, you know, signature down here on the bottom. But that's just the regular card that it comes with. So a little description and everything, but that talks about the year 2 Batman, hit the story arc at that time. So anyway, overall it's a nice figure. I like the articulation. It's a good representation of the figure. I feel like the giant cape thing, it could have been done a little bit better. Instructions would have been nice. I mean, maybe it did come with instructions and mine just didn't have any, but instructions would have been nice. Overall, figure's good. I don't care for the big chunky boy back here. Standard release would have been great. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informational. But man, that bugs me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you again soon.